You always see these huge brands and their fancy marketing tactics. Take Nike, their campaign with James LeBron in 2018, or recently a software company, ClickUp, and them spending millions on paid ads, hiring professional actors and designers. And of course, we know those companies succeed because they already exist for years, people know them, they also have millions on the marketing budget. But the question is, how do they start? And how do they get a completely brand new product out there on the market when nobody knew about it? In our startup, I've been developing marketing strategies and also helping with the execution of them for the past year or two. And to be completely honest, only recently we started getting traction. So it took us actually quite a while to basically get the new product on the market. Also, as a side project, I'm scaling my e-commerce brand basically from zero. So I went through the journey of competing with the huge brands and finding different ways to differentiate. So I'm gonna share insights on how to do marketing at the very start with no budget, both in tech and e-commerce industries. So let's start with the strategy one, which is use your friends and family. This is a very, I would say, underestimated way to start marketing. I'm sure everyone has several close people around them, and out of those, maybe a few, 5, 10 people will be somewhat related to the target audience you are selling the product or service to. Now, don't worry, you don't have to try to sell to your friends or family, especially, but you can definitely use those people to give you great feedback on your marketing and the product itself. So give them your product for free and simply get into the conversation with them. Now, I actually made a whole video about how to properly talk to your users, customers, or potential clients. But there are basically three core things which you need to understand when it comes to talking to your friends and family about the product you're selling. So number one, you should definitely understand why they might need the product. And that is usually done by simply asking them very easy and opening question, such as, how was your experience? The first few things which those people start talking about when it comes to your product will be the most relevant and the most interesting aspects of your product, which they find, right? Those are the ones which you understand, okay, these are the features of my product, these are maybe the aspects of my product which are the most needed, the most necessary, maybe even the most in demand on the market. And therefore you can try to develop them more, trying to advertise them as well, trying to focus your marketing on those features, understanding that those are actually what people come to your business for. Secondly, and probably the most important here, is to understand what actually brings value to the people, right? And also here by value, I mean feelings or emotions which people get from seeing, using, touching, whatever, interacting with your product is also partially value. Think of what makes the product more shiny or more valuable for the people. Because in the end of the day, you cannot advertise anything or sell anything unless it's really valuable or really emotional for the people. That's a huge part of starting any kind of marketing. And number three, I actually learned it from Alex Hormozy, is ask those people to share with others, right? So this previous point about the value, the reason it's that significant is because when your product actually gives so much value to the user, especially to such users as your friends and family, they are extremely likely to refer it to their friends and family. So if you have, say, 10 people, 10 close people around you, and each of them has also around 10 people, that's already 100 views on your product. And if it's really valuable product and the audience which your friends and family refer to is also relevant, you're probably gonna find first clients, get first traction, or also at least get good amount of feedback about the value and about the marketing for the product. Now, point number two, which is value and uniqueness. So I already mentioned how valuable your product should be, and that it generally should be really valuable to do marketing basically at $0 for that. Because the fastest and most dynamic and also easiest growth happens from the viral products, which are valuable, which are interesting and also unique. So as a founder, you should think 1,000 times every day, what makes my customers refer the product to everyone they know? This is how valuable your product should be. You should think, why would people actually tell it to their friends, right? This is the organic, easiest, cheapest, fastest, and the most reliable way of growing, especially in the tech industry, also in e-commerce, to be honest. Personally, a random recent example I had is blue light glasses I bought. These are basically a transparent glasses that make everything a little bit yellowish, and they block the blue light which comes off the computer. What it basically did to me is now I'm able to work instead of 2 hours in front of the computer and getting my eyes dry. I can work the entire day and be pretty fresh after that. It's a huge game changer for me, and the company which I bought the glasses from, they probably know me as their specific target audience. They know what my values are, what is important to me as well, and maybe what kind of design I even want. So of course, I wouldn't mind paying $15 for this kind of product. I would even pay way more. Now, as a happy customer and customer which actually receives so much value from using these glasses, I can happily go around and tell everyone about that amazing product, even make a YouTube video about it now. So this kind of the thought you as a founder should put in about other products and understand why you bought this table, why you bought this thing, why you subscribe to the tool. Probably because there's value in it. How the value arises, that's the question you should ask, and go deeper in that, and then think about your own product the same way. What brings to people value from your product and how you can increase the amount of value. Point number 3 is narrow niche. Now, a lot of people talk about it. You can find a bunch of articles and videos about narrowing your niche, but it's still an extremely important point when it comes especially to the beginning of your marketing, because any huge company which you know now started in extremely small range of products and extremely small target audience which they were selling to. Take Amazon, right? It was a bookstore. Another reason you should start with the extremely narrow niche is you're going to be able to compete with the huge brands within your industry, because you're going to provide a better service or a better product for the particular niche which you also will know better. So it's easier to differentiate that way and easier to basically beat the competition. But extremely important tip from me here, do not try to differentiate and find the narrow niche just out of the blue. Really make it extremely logical. So for example, take the water bottle, right? So how can a water bottle brand differentiate in that niche? So maybe if you can think of water bottles for athletes only, which is still maybe a huge market. Let's narrow it down to maybe only soccer players, which is still, there are millions of people there. Let's maybe narrow it down even more to only female soccer players. That is already pretty niche segment of the entire water bottle buyers. You can differentiate pretty easily here. You can maybe think of the design for the water bottle, which would be more feminine. You can think of maybe different functions of it, different colors as well. There are already different ways to differentiate here and to crush the specific segment of the entire water bottle market. So do choose a very niche and narrow segment of the market you're selling to. So let's talk now about online channels and also influencers. So first and foremost, before you go and proceed to any online channels with your marketing, think where your audience hangs out, right? So that's why it's important to understand your target audience, understand your segment, and know where and which platforms they use the most, ideally every day, so you can actually find them on those platforms. But I'm going to talk about 2 platforms which I would start with at the beginning of my marketing, because they're also free. First, SEO. The only issue with SEO is that it takes quite a long time to actually get traction. It depends on the type of business you run and on the quality of SEO which you produce, but I would say it takes 6 months to a year to actually get tractions with optimizing your search engine. However, good things about SEO, it's completely free. It is definitely reliable, so you can optimize it and keep working on that, and it will serve you for the rest of your life probably. It's pretty hard to compete with people for SEO, but if you get to the certain level, it's pretty hard to compete with you as well. Also, it's not too hard to do SEO. You can go through courses, you can talk to other people about how they optimize the SEO. I really believe it is a great channel to start with. It does take a long time, so start now. Second, it's TikTok, funny enough. And I was actually wrong for a long time that there's only particular audience which you can find on TikTok, or only people from a particular country, but that's not true. A lot of people use TikTok from any age, with any interest in any country. And it's very easy to go viral on TikTok, even with 0 followers from the very start. Do use TikTok for your marketing, whatever company you run. This will help you. This will also help you run ads later if you're gonna have marketing budget. So proceed with TikTok 100%. However, the best online channel, if you can call it so, which I consider, especially at the beginning of your marketing, it is influencers. And the big delusion in terms of influencers is that you have to pay them. You don't. Trust me, you don't. There is a brand, I forgot its name, but every post they have and every advertisement they do online is only with influencers. And those don't have to be actually like celebrities or influencers with millions of followers. Those could be extremely little, so micro influencers. So for an example, when I started my e-commerce brand, I reached out to several micro influencers. Those are any influencers under 10,000 followers, asking them, honestly, just being extremely human, asking them, okay, what kind of content you do? We think your audience will enjoy the product we're selling and it's going to resonate with them. So do you mind maybe sharing a video or honest feedback on your page with our product, and we will give you a link. And whenever someone from your audience gets on our website and actually purchases from us, you get a commission from that. And influencers, pretty small influencers under 10,000 followers, they'll be happy to do that. They are just starting. They also need some traction. They also need something to talk about, which is also an issue for them. And also making some little money for them, it's really great. So just be human, reach out to them. Yes, this kind of strategy might get saturated and competitive recently. So that's why you might need to compile a longer list of potential influencers to work with and reach out to all of them in bulk in a way. But still be human, still talk to them, still consciously consider choosing them, each of the influencers you want to work with. And that's a great way to start your marketing, your online channels. Your influencer can be on LinkedIn, on TikTok, on any channel. This is the beauty of influencer marketing. You can go on any channel, you can find little micro influencers on any channel and talking about any kind of topic. Just make sure your product is relevant to the audience they have. That is it. So now I want to talk about strategy number 5, which is also a bonus strategy, which is an email list. And funny enough, you can actually build an email list for your product, both in tech and e-commerce industries, first of all, but also before and also even after launching your product. And let me tell you how. So the only difference in the email list that you'll launch before and after launching your actual product is that before launching the product, you will obviously say there's a product upcoming to solve this particular problem. And when it comes to making an email list after the launch of your main product, you can also claim that you're actually releasing a core product of your business or a new feature of your business, so people can get an exclusive access to it, signing up for your email list. And those will be a separate page on your website. But overall, email list is just an extremely great way of making people committed to your business. It's pretty hard nowadays to get people to sign up for your platform, do a trial, if it's a software, and then maybe only purchase. So it's a journey for them which is getting harder to complete. Similarly in e-commerce, it's also hard to get people on the website, actually consider your product, maybe see the reviews, etc., and then only purchase. However, when it comes to the email list or email form which they sign up for, make it more educational, just make it informative. People like information if it's relevant to them. So make sure it's more informative, the form which they sign up for, and therefore you're gonna see more signups. So people which get on your website probably gonna be very likely to basically just leave an email, maybe the name as well, and sign up. It's free. They only get some educational stuff in their email inbox, which you'd promise to them. And also this is a great way to see the demand on your product or a potential problem you're solving with the product. This email strategy will basically be a funnel starting from the website or a landing page where you get the traffic to, then people signing up for the email list, then getting and opening an email, which is already also a next step, and then actually completing the quiz or a questionnaire which I mentioned. And therefore you can also send them a last email with an access to your platform, or actually offering the tool service you're selling, or if it's e-commerce, actually showing the products and telling them, okay, there's a new batch released of the products and now you're able to purchase them. And by the time those people which initially just sign up for the email list, they will already be nurtured and they already understand a lot of things about your business, understand your brand, probably enjoy your brand since they completed all those steps, and extremely likely to purchase from you. This is a free and great way to, again, start your marketing with no budget. So I hope that helps, and please let me know in the comments if you actually applied any or maybe all those strategies to your business. Also, feel free to connect and send me a message on Instagram, LinkedIn, or any other social media. I usually respond within an hour, and I'd love to talk to the fellow founders. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.